Uncle Sam back when I was in the service. Sugar will provide.
I want to thank you again for coming out tonight. Don't forget, next Friday night we've got the National Songwriter Association, a 10 Songwriter Showcase. Then Saturday night we've got Melissa Hembry. I've got cards by the cash register. I'd encourage you to pick one up and check the website. We have a show nearly every Friday and Saturday night featuring primarily regional songwriters from Oklahoma and Arkansas and Missouri. A few Yankees and people from California, but mostly it's good old Okies. I'd like to respectfully ask you and remind you that enjoy the show, have a great time, but please no talking during the songs. You can talk between them all you want, I promise. But help me make them welcome one more time. Greg Jacobs and Gene Williams.
Thank y'all for sticking around. This is a song last year I had a pretty good year actually. Cody Canada. You guys familiar with Cody Canada, Cross Canadian Ragweed? Well, that band broke up. It wasn't my fault. But Cody put a new band together and called The Departed. He did this song on their new record. This is Indian Land. Well, there's powdered dust on a section line road like flowers spilt on the kitchen floor. It ain't rained since early spring. It's over 130 days or more. The little pond at the foot of the hill was drier than a July wind, and we loaded the cows and took them to town. Brought nothing, brought them home again. It was dry in 1930 and dry in 36 too. I don't need a New Deal handout, a little rain will do. Well, my grandfather sat neath the shade of a post oak. He pulled out his watch and he looked at the sky. Wondered out loud, will it ever rain? I can't remember when it was this dry. Then he looked at his wife and his dusty children, pondered the fate of a farming man. You make a crop and it ain't worth nothing. Next year weather gets you again. It was dry in 1930 and dry in 36 too. I don't need a New Deal handout, a little rain will do. Well, he told me once that Herbert Hoover tried to starve them to death just because they were poor. They held on for the want of nothing. Nothing's all he ever had before, but he finally gave in, and he swallowed his pride and made his mark for credit down at Irving West store. Cost him a penny a pound for his cotton. Next year cost him 2 cents more. It was dry in 1930 and dry in 36 too. I don't need a New Deal handout, a little rain will do. Well, he told me, son, you better tend to your business. Don't be drinking and acting a fool. Hell, I spent the best years of my life, boy, looking at the backside of a mule. And he told me once, you better get you some schooling. You can't make it by the sleight of hand, but remember where you were raised, boy, and keep a tie to the land. It was dry in 1930 36 too. I don't need a New Deal handout, little rain do. Yes, it was dry in 1930, and dry in 36 too. I don't need a New Deal handout, a little rain do. It's not long from here to Tulsa. You see those city lights? I glow off in the distance, where I find myself tonight. The woman that I love is there, but she's not loving me. It's not long from here to Tulsa, where I want to be. But I'm here holding on to something, wishing for the best. I search for four-leaf clover, disregard the rest. And I'm waiting on a phone call, says, baby, come to me. It's not long from here to Tulsa, where I want to be. Measure miles of time, and that same time they tell me men's lonely hearts like mine. Well, you'd think I'd know the difference between this and meant to be. It's not long from here to Tulsa, where I want to be. It's not long from here to Tulsa, just too far from here. Thank you. Oh, they came back. I thought they'd left. My eyes and half the crowds are back. Ready for a test? A few years back, I had a gig, well, many years back. I had a gig over in Tahlequah. Anybody ever been to Tahlequah? Cool little town. Cool little town. If you haven't been there in a long time, you ought to go back. The town is like tripled in size. The guy that ran the place called Ford's Alley, a little listening room like this, and a guy named Ken Kaufman ran the place. When I got there, he was setting up, and he said, "You know, there's a woman here that wants to meet you." I said, "Sure." So he introduced me to her and stuff. We went out to breakfast, and after the show, we ended up over at her house. Now this lady was she was a kind of an old retired hippie chick type lady, and she was into acupuncture.
Not the same as what's her name, right?
No, it's a different girl. Because this girl was strange. When she got me in her house, she took me back into like her acupuncture room, and she wanted me to get naked. And she was going to stick needles all over me and put little herbs on them and set them on fire. Now, I was with her through the naked part. But to me, something about naked and fire. If you're naked and there's fire in the room, that's a recipe for disaster. So I got the hell out of there. Anyway, this is a song I wrote about her, though.
Alan, you know her, don't you?
He's looking her up right now.
Looking her up.
They're on Facebook.
She was too deep for me, some kind of intellectual. She had an advanced degree in philosophy or the like. She wanted to talk about the meaning of life and Plato. It was a strange kind of night. She was too much woman for me. She had long legs and spandex and ruby red lipstick and rouge on just right. Ordered some kind of caviar. I had the Tex-Mex. It was a strange kind of night. She was way too clever for me. Sidestepped my every move. When I tried to kiss her under the stars, she moved quickly to the right. Said I was just getting to know your yin, now your yang is coming through. It was a strange kind of night. And something came over her and she looked at me and smiled and said, "Why don't we levitate over to my place for a while?" And mumbled something about introducing her inner peace to my inner child. Strange kind of night. When the dust had settled and we were lying there just the same, she said, "No, the earth didn't move, and I do believe I forgot your name. Well, some things I better left unsaid. I thanked her just the same. It was a strange kind of night." I always say some things are better left unsaid, and I thanked her just the same. Strange kind of night. It was a strange kind of night. A strange kind of night in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
How fast did you run?
Fire, naked. My friends call me lucky, and it's not because I have good luck. So. It's a little Bob Childers song. I always do a song for Bob every time I play, just out of tribute to my old friend and mentor. Well, it's a mystery to me why most folks can't leave other folks alone. So caught up in the other guy's business, never take care of their own. Standing up to their ass in broken glass, and they're still there slinging stone. I just smile and keep a low profile. Now people get to thinking you know something. Everybody's got to know what. Word gets around, you got something. Somebody's gonna want what you got. Have too much fun too much of the time, and somebody's gonna want you to stop. Just smile, keep a low profile. Too far, too fast down that old main line. Somebody's gonna switch you off track. Get to looking like you're living too easy. Nobody gonna cut you any slack. You get the reputation as a fast gun, and somebody's gonna aim at your back. Just smile and keep a low profile. Never mind the rest. This ain't no contest. Just give it your best. Play close to the vest. And just smile and keep a low profile. Thank you. Watch it. Want to hear another late night begging song? It's kind of my special. Now some things are kind of difficult, hard to tie down. Keep you running in circles, dragging ass all over town. Some things are simple and as easy as can be, and one of those things is me. Now some things are very valuable because they're hard to find. Some are irresistible, they'll nail you every time. Some are contagious, slide over here, maybe you will see. One of those things is me. Now some guys when they are young, they fall in love way too fast. Those that's been around that block, kick back and relax. Some get caught up in their baggage, some let that sleeping dog be. And one of those guys is me. Sometimes you take, sometimes you take some chances, sometimes you just don't go. Sometimes late at night you say yes, other times no, there's time for contemplation. Set yourself free, and one of those times is me. Now Now some guys are quite predictable, some should be left alone. Some will sweep you off your feet and leave you on your own. But there are lovers, and there are lovers, on that can we agree? One of those guys is me. One of those guys is me. One of those guys is me. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Well, I got a new song I think we'll try tonight. Gene's heard this maybe once. Any guitar players out there?
Well, this one right here. Right here. Right here.
The hardest chord in the world is a B minor. That's a B minor chord. Cheated up too, Fred. I cannot play a B minor chord to save my life. So I put it in this song purposely. So I would have to play it. And I still can't play it. But I'm going to try. Well, she said she'd done some thinking. I always knew she would. She said there's something missing, that she'd fix it if she could. But she just couldn't get a handle on the problem all the time. She knew her heart was breaking. She hoped it wasn't mine. She said at first there was no reason. Don't toe the line, follow your heart. And now the time we spend together just ain't worth the time apart. Not saying I don't love you, or that I think that you're unkind. She knew her heart was breaking. She hoped it wasn't mine. She knew her heart would be broken, that teardrops would fall, but felt these words should be spoken. Better than not at all. She said, I'm leaving in the morning. This fits, but it don't rhyme. She knew her heart was breaking. She hoped it wasn't mine. Said, of course I saw this coming. You didn't take me by surprise. I could feel it when I held you. And there's nothing in your eyes. But if you think there are some answers, let me know what you might find. I know a heart is breaking. I hope it isn't mine. I know a heart is breaking. I hope it isn't mine. Jinxed it. I should never have said that. got nothing to say, and I've said it all day. Can't find the words that I haven't heard. Do wonder why, but I don't even try to find me a way. I got nothing to say. But I'm lonely inside, and lonely I stay. These feelings I hide most every day. Sometimes I slip and I give them away. That's why today I got nothing to say. If you could see in my mind, be surprised what you'd find. I'll give you a clue. There's a lot about you, things you don't want to hear.